The Aquatic Centre was built for Bathurst Regional Council at a cost of $12.5 million. It's now run by Aquatic Leisure Management on behalf of the council. Some say the $5 entry fee for adults is too much for low-income families.
I think it's a wonderful resource for Bathurst. Nobody could ask for more. Year-round swimming, because we all know that swimming is a wonderful thing for improving one's health and well-being. It's a wonderfully enjoyable thing to do. It's great exercise and all the rest of it. My only concern is that the cost for some people in Bathurst is going to be a bit high. And whereas the old pool, you could come and enjoy it on a hot summer's day, I'm just a little bit worried that the poorer people of Bathurst won't have that opportunity.
When the prices were set, I must make the point that the prices are the maximum that the operator, being Aquatic Leisure Management, can charge. If they wish to charge less, that is their prerogative. But the pricing, when it's compared to other entertainment or likewise in town, I think people would find that we are extremely competitive. And if you look at other swimming facilities in town, we're definitely competitive with them, in fact quite cheaper. But for other things, say like a game of 10-pin bowls, for an adult to play a game of 10-pin bowls which lasts possibly half an hour, I think it's cost you about $9.50. To come to the Bathurst Aquatic Centre from 6 a.m. in the morning until 8 p.m. at night and use all the pools that are available cost an adult $5. That's value for money.
Okay, is the cost the only concern you have with this pool?
No. Well, the cost relates to my main concern, especially in terms of climate action. Here we have a facility that's using fossil fuel for both lighting the building, heating the building and heating the water. And we believe in this day and age that technology exists for providing all the heat that's necessary through solar and all the electricity that's needed through solar. We have a wonderful roof here that's facing the north. It's a wonderful aspect, plenty of area to put the panels facing the sun. There are all sorts of money-back sort of things available from the government these days that make it a lot more feasible. And it's an iconic building in as much as so much of the town come here. And if the town saw that here we have a council that's using renewable energy, that'll make them thinking about using renewable energy at home as well.
The issue of solar panels was looked at. It's easy to say that we can just put solar panels on, but actually what happens is if you put solar panels on a roof of this size, the number of solar panels that you would require to do anything with the water to heat them would require extensive strengthening of all the beams and everything, which adds cost. Now, we looked at solar panels. We also looked at cogeneration of electricity.
What does that mean, cogeneration?
It means that you have boilers and turbines that produce your own electricity, then to heat the water and to run the facility. If you have excess, then you can send that back into the grid. We looked at that, and that was close to $2 million extra. And the same with the solar heating. Bathurst itself, the climate of Bathurst really doesn't lend itself to solar energy to transfer that into water heating of bodies of water of this size. You've got to look that on days in the winter time, and remembering this is open all year round, the facility. In the winter, when we get those really gloomy days, and we had some not so long ago, where there was about 3 weeks that we just didn't see the sun, the backup systems would be working overtime to try and keep the water temperatures and that up to the facility. That in itself, the cost of that, the only way you would then be able to handle that, I suppose, because council set a budget and we had to stick to the budget, was that you would have to then look to see which pool you were going to leave out of the plan.
It's still the majority scientific opinion that our climate is warming, and it's warming due to human greenhouse gas production. And this pool will be just adding to that greenhouse gas burden. One of the things that's come along is using evacuated tube technology, whereas instead of just putting the plates flat on the roof, they run the pipes of holding the water inside an evacuated tube, which collects, it will boil water on the coldest of days. So perhaps a little bit more expensive to get up and running, but the payback is very, very quick. One of my concerns is, we've gone to gas to heat the pool, and one can understand why they did that. But at the very least, if we're doing that, it should be what they call a combined heat and power. So for the same amount of energy that's heating the pool, that energy can be used to create electricity, which will drive the lights in the building and all other electricity needs, the pumping, etc. And any excess through the summer just goes back to the grid, makes an income for the building, and that income would eventually pay for all the technology that goes in, and eventually, once that's all paid for, well, then we can start to lower the the rates for the average person who uses the pool, so it's a win situation for the poorer people.
At the long run is that council has attempted, and I think has achieved, of providing the best possible outcome for the greatest number in the community, and that's what we're trying to do. There will be those people who don't agree. Well, I'm sorry, but the majority of people that have been and seen the finished product certainly think it's the best thing that's happened to this town for so many years.